Hey, I'm Brandon Graisley. I'm a high school math teacher, and we're going to learn about simple interest today. Simple interest is not really the kind of interest that we use in real life, but you need to understand how it works before we can learn about the real one, which is called compound interest. So any kind of interest, though, that's a fee that is paid to borrow money. So let's say you've got some money, and you decide that you want to put it in the bank for a while. You put it into an account, and you let some time pass, and after a while, you take the money out again. Now the bank has borrowed your money for a while. You've lent money to the bank, and so they actually give you more money back, your original money plus some interest. Interest is the fee that they paid in order to hang on to your money for a while because they were using it for other things while you were not using it. And with simple interest, we have a nice tidy little formula. The interest that they pay you is equal to the money that you invested originally, which was called the principal. We multiply that by the rate, the interest rate, and we multiply that by how long it was in there. And we'll talk about these two numbers. They have a relationship. Rate and time have to be related in order for these numbers to work. And so the little formula, capital I equals capital P. So interest is principal times the rate times time. These are multiplied together. P times R times T. If you want, you can put little dots between them or little multiplication X's. Okay, so we're going to do some examples to see how this works. So here's one to start with. You deposit $200 into a bank account that earns 3% simple interest per year. Show how much interest is earned during each of the first 5 years. We're going to use this formula right here. So I'm going to make a little chart, and I'm going to keep bringing these words back down here for us. So so this is going to be the year, in a little column here. And then we're going to have the amount of interest earned. And we're going to total it up. So in the first year, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So let's look at the question again. $200 goes into a bank account, 3% simple interest per year, and how much is earned in the first 5 years. So $200, looking at our formula here, $200 is the initial amount that you put in. That's the principal. The rate is 3% per year, and so the amount of time also has to be in years. So the rate is in years, and the time must also be in years. Okay, it's really important that they're the same units. If not, you need to switch one of them so that it is the same units as the other. So let's start with this one. $200 is our principal, so our interest amount is going to be 200 times the rate. 3% we write as a decimal, 0.03. If you type in 3 and hit the percent button, most calculators will convert this for you to 0.03, and make sure you get that 0 there. It's very important. And the amount of time, well, we're going to have it happen for 1 year. After 1 year, how much interest do we have? Multiply these three numbers together, and you're going to get $6. $6 interest. I should put a dollar sign on my 200 right there. All right. After 2 years, how much interest will there be? Well, after 2 years, we have $200 is our principal, the amount that we invested originally. We earn 0.03 or 3%, and we're going to do that for 2 years. That means that in total we have 12 now. In the second year, we earned another $6. So this is not $18 altogether. This just means that, maybe I should say years here, after 2 years we have earned a total of $12 interest. $6 in the first year and $6 in the second year. In 3 years, the only thing that has changed here is the amount of time that has passed. We'll earn $18, another $6. And you can see how simple this is. Every year we earn $6, and so the next one will be 24. And in 5 years, we'll earn $30. Okay, so that's how much is earned during each of the first 5 years, and maybe I should have left off each of, but during each of the first 5 years, you earn $6, and in total, you earn $30 in 5 years. All right, let's do another one. You invest $3,500 in a fund which pays 7% simple interest per year. You only leave the money in the fund for 3 months. How much interest do you earn, and how much money do you now have in total? Okay, well, move this here. Remember our regular formula, interest equals principal times rate times time. Which values do we know here? We know P is $3,500. We know R is 7% per year. T is 3 months. That's not the same as years, so we're going to need to convert either the rate, it's kind of hard, or the time, that's what we should convert. We'll convert this into years. I can do that. So I, we still don't know. That's what we're trying to find. How much interest do we earn? The principal is $3,500. We want to multiply by the rate, 7%, which I'll write as 0.07. And how many years is this money in there? Well, 3 months is 3/12 of a year, or you can write it as 1/4 of a year. And so I will finish this off, 3,500 times 0.07. And on a calculator, I'll probably do times 3 divided by 12. That would be a reasonable way to do this. And I'm going to get, let me put my dollar signs, $61.25 interest. So I've earned $61.25 interest. How much money do I now have in total? In total, I have my original $3,500 plus my interest of $61.25, which is $3,561.25. Suppose I have $300 and my bank pays 2% simple interest per year. How long will it take me to earn $30 in interest? So let's look at our formula again. I equals P times R times T. I know P is $300. I know R is 2%. I want to find T. How long? That's time. How long will it take? That's T. How long will it take to earn $30 interest? Okay, so $30 goes over here. The principal is $300. The rate is 0.02. And time, I don't know yet, and I need to figure that out. Okay, so 30 on this side is 300 times 0.02. 300 times 0.02, that's 6. Keep my dollar signs there. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 6 dollars. And I'll get, let's see here, 5 equals T. And T is in years. Maybe I shouldn't put all my units in there everywhere. T is in years, 5 years. So it will take 5 years to earn the $30 interest that we're looking for. You have $450 now, and you need to have $500 at the end of 6 months. So you're going to increase your amount of money that you have to $500. You're going to do it in 6 months. How much simple interest would a bank have to pay you for this to happen? All right. I equals PRT. Well, what do we know? We know P is $450 because we have $450. All right. We don't know what R is. We know T is 6 months, which I can write as 6 over 12. There are 12 months in a year. Or I can write as a half or 0.5. I'm going to write it as a half of a year. And I got to think about I for a second, because how much interest do I want to earn? To get from $450 to $500, I need to earn $50. Or I'm going to write down the whole thing here. I'm going to write down, I want $500. I only have $450. That difference is how much I need to earn in interest, which will be $50. Is $450 times R times a half. Well, I'll do the $450 times a half is $225 times R. Now I'll divide both sides by $225 because I want to get R by itself. These here divide out and you end up with just 1, and so 1R is 50 divided by 225, which is, let me think here, 0, I'm going to write it this way, 0.222, and so on. It repeats, or we might put a dot up there. So that means the bank, I'll write a sentence here, would have to pay Well, as a percentage is usually how we say this, 22.2 repeated percent interest per year, which is, pretty ridiculous. Banks aren't going to pay you that much, so you better find another game plan, either a different place to invest, or you better find, you're going to have to wait longer, or find some more money to invest to begin with. All right, one more question. Your bank pays 3.5% simple interest per year. You need to earn $25 interest in 3 months. How much money do you need to deposit right now? So I equals PRT, interest, principal, rate, time. What do I know? 3.5 is R, 25 is I, 3 months is T. I need to find out P, how much interest do I need to deposit? So I want to earn $25. P, I don't know. R is 0.035. Again, watch that 0 is there. Times 3 months, which is 3 over 12, or this time I'm going to write a quarter, or 0.25. You've got to write it in terms of the same units of time as the rate, which is a per year amount. All right, so 25 equals P times, well, if you multiply these two numbers together, you get 0.00875. Kind of a nasty decimal. Well, it's easy to clear though, just divide both sides by that number. These two will cancel or divide out to be 1, so I have 1p on this side. On this side, I get this number, 2857.1428 yada yada yada. That's a dollar amount, $2,857 and some change. There are some decimal places there which I'm not including, and so you need to invest at least $2,857 and actually 15 cents. If you only invest 14 cents, you won't actually earn quite enough interest, and so invest 15 cents to get the amount that you're looking for. So that's how simple interest works.